Alright, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to start by saying Call Halayim like Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwadash. Double honors to my apostle elder, the great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to you brothers out there that's pushing this word and our righteousness and sincerity to USA Shalom. This is the brother Amawan from the GMS Charlotte camp coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwadash. And this lesson I will entitle Everybody Isn't Worthy of This Truth. Alright. And I came up through this topic, with this topic through the spirit, thinking about, brothers that said until, like the comic books and the superheroes and all that stuff, man. We have Thor, and those who are familiar with Thor, man, he has a hammer. I believe it's pronounced Mjolnir, if I'm saying it right, and pretty much with his hammer, man, as it says on the hammer, it says, "Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." All right, and so with that being said, you go into the enchantment that's on the hammer. It says, "No living being may lift the hammer unless they are worthy." All right, and that has me thinking, that not everybody was able to wield Thor's hammer, man. All right, and that's going back into the truth. Just like how not everybody is worthy to have this truth, man. Because Yahweh Shemel Shah only allowed a select few to have it, which that elected few is the 144,000 and the 1/3, man. The elect, man. They're the only ones worthy to have this truth, man. All right. And so with that being known, this understanding wasn't given for everybody, man. All right. And I have a few scriptures, to help expound on that point, This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 10. And it reads, "And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given." Right? Because the rest of Israel and the rest of the world were not allotted to have this truth, because ultimately when it comes down to it, man, they're not worthy to have the truth, man. All right, and let's go into a definition of the word worthy, and see what that says, man. It says, having or showing the qualities or abilities that merit recognition in a specified way, a person notable or important in a particular sphere, which that's talking about the elect, man, because the elect were handpicked by Yahweh and given to Yahweh Shah to help create the world, man. All right, create the universe, really, man. So that places them in a specific realm that's separate from everybody else, man. All right, even amongst the rest of Israel, man. All right, because they were the first creations, man. So they have a special spot that makes them worthy to have this truth, man. Because when Yahweh Shem Shah, brings his judgment upon this whole world, man. All right, he's resetting the world pretty much to the beginning, man. How because the world needs a giant reset button, man. But only the elect is the one that's worthy to withstand all the judgment and be able to start the world over anew, man. All right. So that's why Yahweh Shem Shah only allowed them to get this understanding, man. 2/3, they're not allotted to get it, man. All right. It says, "For whosoever have to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not from him shall be taken away," which is like the point. Yeah, the point mainly was in verse 11. All right. So we get a precept. This is 2nd Ezra 8:62. It says, "These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee, and a few like thee. Then answered I and said, O Lord," behold, O Lord, Now hast thou showed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times, but at what time thou hast not showed me, right? Because only a select few men were given this truth, because ultimately this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, wasn't given to everybody. At the beginning, man. All right, the Lord said the elect, man. They once knew, uh, everything, man. Because like I said, they were back then with Yahweh Shai when everything was created, man. All right, when you read, in Genesis, how it talks about how, pretty much God created the world, man. When you go into that word, matter of fact, let me get that, man. Because they were back at the beginning, in the beginning, it says God created the heaven and the earth, but when you actually go into the to what it says, man, all right, that word God translates in the Hebrew to Elohim, man, all right, which it says what the angels, man, So Yahweh Shai and the first created, which was the elect, man, they created the universe, man, So therefore, showing you that they once knew this knowledge, man. So the Lord is bringing that back unto them, man. All right, and it says, "These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee." Then answered I and said, "Behold, O Lord, now thou hast showed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last time." But at what time thou hast not showed me, right? Because the Lord is giving back that knowledge that we once knew, man. All right, and I'm gonna prove that also, man. Because only the elect was worthy enough to get this knowledge back, man. Because all of Israel, the Lord is not giving that back to, man. As you can see, man. All right. This is the book of Slakia, book of Jude 1:5. It says, "And I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not." And that's the reason why they're not worthy, because these these 2/3, man, they don't believe, man. And because of their disbelief, that makes them unworthy to get this truth, man. All right? Because Yahweh Shem Shah, he didn't choose for them to believe, man, on this go round, man. All right? But the elect, they've been with them since the beginning of the time. They've been with Yahweh Shah since the beginning of the time, man. So they've always believed that Yahweh Shah, was the truth, man. And his ways were the ways to everlasting life, man. That's why in every reincarnation that the elect walked in, they always followed out the Lord, man. All right, because they always knew this, man. All right, and so in this captivity after we fell away, the Lord is giving that back, man. All right, there's beginning to put a separation between the elect and the rest of Israel, because like I said, the rest of Israel is not worthy to get this truth, man. All right. This is the book of Matthew 22:8. Because this is going into the weather, man. This is the whole reason why you see brothers on the highways and byways, bidding to the marriage, man. You know, and this is getting to the point through in the parable, man. All right. This is Matthew 22:8. It says, "Then said he to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which are bidden, but they were bid." Matter of fact, let me get the whole thing then, man. All right. Start at verse 2, Matthew 22:2. It said, "The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the marriage, and they would not come. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage." Right, and that's talking about this truth, man. Because when you go into the precept of that, uh, prove to you that that feast is talking about the truth. All right, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 1. It says, Wisdom have builded her house, she have hewn out her seven pillars, she have killed her beast, she have mingled her wine, she have also furnished her tables. Right? Because we're setting the table with this truth, man. You know, that's why this spiritual, this spiritual food, man. The bread that does not perish, man. All right. That's why the scripture tell you that man shall not live off bread alone. You know, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is that spiritual bread, man. This wisdom, all right. It says, she has sent forth her maiden, she cried upon the highest place of the city. All right, that's talking about the elect out there prophesying on the highways and byways. This is going to get into, man. All right, so jumping back to verse 4, Matthew 22 and 4. Again, he sent forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready to come unto the marriage. But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. Right, because this is pretty much what Yahweh Shema Shah is doing now by having the men on the highways and byways, man, were bidden to the marriage, and really all Israel was bidden to the marriage, man. All right, because we're the only ones that Yahweh Shema Shah was dealing with as a nation standpoint, man. All right, but two thirds of the nation of Israel, all right, they make light of the wedding, man. All right, that's what it's getting into, man. All right, they went their own way, man. They want to continue to live their own life, how they want to live it, man. And the servant, how to talk about how the remnant took his servants and treated them spitefully and slew them. They mock and scoff us, man. They slander us, man. They lie on us. And that's how they slaying us today, man. All right, because back then, all right, our own people used to kill the prophets, man. All right, that's why the scriptures refer to the two-thirds as the prophet killers, man. All right, when the king, therefore, when the king heard, therefore, he was wroth and sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burned up their cities, and burned up the city, and then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which are bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as you shall find bid to the marriage. And that's just showing you that Proverbs 9 links up with this, because that's the reason why you see the men on the highways and byways, man. All right, they didn't say go to a church or go to a synagogue or wherever the heck the Muslims go to. Nah, man, you're supposed to be on the highways and byways, bidding to the marriage, man. So those servants went out to the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. All right, so with this truth, man, you're gonna bring in, good fruit and bad fruit, man. All right, and the bad fruit, you get rid of it, just like how you go when you fishing, man. All right, you toss back in the the bad fish, but you keep the good fish in the net, and that's pretty much what we're doing with the truth, man. That's why when you read, I forget where, I think it's Jeremiah. Uh, I forget exactly the verse, but it says that that right now we're in fishing season, and soon we're gonna be in hunting season. Right now we're fishing for the good fish out of the elect. I mean, out of Israel, which is the elect, man. All right, and we're bringing them to the wedding, man, which is this knowledge and understanding. All right. It says that when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there was a man which had not on a wedding garment, and he said unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. And then said the king to his servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him out into utter darkness. So I can cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So if you don't have this garment, this wedding garment, which is the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man. All right, when Yahweh Shah returns, to to the wedding, man. All right, which is he's the bridegroom. All right, he's going to cast you out in utter darkness, and the weeping and gnashing of teeth is you being destroyed, man. All right, and you've seen the majority of our people stay. They want to stay in outer darkness, man, until they be destroyed. All right. It says, "For many are called, but few are chosen." And the chosen is talking about the elect, the ones that are worthy to wield this truth, man. All right, and use it in the correct way, man. All right, similar to like I said to Thor's hammer, man. All right, because this wisdom is a gift from Yahweh Shem Shada. Not everybody knows how to wield, man, because you know the bad ones that are coming to this thing, that's bitten the men on the highways and byways, man. They don't know how to correctly wield this truth, man. So eventually, the ones that fall out, you know, they they weren't able to, they had knowledge, but they weren't able to, uh, get understanding, man. They had access to the wisdom, man, but they failed to use it. All right, and that's what eventually caused them to fall out, man. All right, because that's why the scripture says this. Because just because you were able to at one time have this knowledge and understanding, that doesn't guarantee you to get salvation, man. All right. So that's why it says this. It says Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all that getting, get understanding. All right. So you're supposed to, grow in this truth, and allow the different things you go through in this life, you know, you allow this wisdom to soak into you, so you get understanding on how to walk with this wisdom, man. All right, that's why Sophia, when it tells you, in fact, flowing in the spirit, it says the wisdom is going to do what with you. All right, all right. This is Sirach 4:17. It says, talking about wisdom, for at first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. All right, that's talking about this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Because what it say, what's gonna happen whenever you come to serve the Lord is you gotta prepare your soul for temptation. Because as you grow in this truth, how about Shemal Shai is gonna put you through, you know, nonstop tests to see if you're worthy to be able to obtain salvation, man. Because that's the ultimate goal. If he's giving you this knowledge of understanding to test you out to see if you are worthy to be saved, man. All right, and the whole point, you know, of this walk, man, is a trying process. And the Lord already knows who's gonna succeed and obtain the salvation, man. But we don't know. All right, so we don't know who the elect is, man. So this is why we continue to strive for the truth until death. We pray, we fast, and make our bodies living sacrifices. So we can hope to obtain salvation, man. We hope that we're found worthy to obtain salvation, man. All right, Slocky, bring the script back up. All right, it says for wisdom, Psalm Slocky, Sirach 4:17. For at first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way into him and comfort him and show him her secrets, man. And that's what happens whenever you obtain this truth, man. All right, Sophia's gonna try you out, man. All right, and she's gonna take you through all types of things, man. It says they're gonna torment you with her discipline, all right, until she trusts your soul. So that's why I said you're gonna go through different things, man. But by applying this wisdom, all right, you'll be able to go through these things and grow from them, man. All right, and so it says, then will she return the straight way into him and comfort him and show her secrets. And as you get over certain obstacles and hurdles that you're facing, you grow and understanding, man. All right. That's why I said, with all our getting, get understanding, man. All right. Because this is the path that Yahweh Shema Shai is beginning to make you into that worthy judge that's going to judge the 12 tribes of Israel in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right. That's a seat that not everybody is worthy for. So Yahweh Shema Shai is you know pretty much having everybody go through that trial process. And those that aren't worthy, man, all right, they end up bugging out and falling out the truth, man. All right, so getting this. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 24. It says, "For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by the reason of her pureness." All right, because I was getting into, man, about having wisdom. This is the most precious. This is the most precious gift in the universe, man. And also, this is the most powerful weapon that Yahweh Shemal Shai has given us, man. This word, man. All right, because this word described in Hebrews 4:12 is what? Matter of fact, we get it. It's just like Thor's hammer. That was his weapon of choice. All right, this weapon of choice that we have is Yahweh Shemal Shai, is his word, which is the scriptures. All right, Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yahweh Shema Shai is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So Yahweh Shema Shai gave us this truth, and with this truth, man, we have the ultimate weapon on the earth, man, because the Lord, through His knowledge and understanding, has given us the answers to everything, man. All right, we understand how everything works through this wisdom, man. All right, so this is the most powerful weapon on the planet, man, and the universe, really. All right, so jumping back, Wisdom of Solomon 7:24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh Shem Shah, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore, can no undefiled thing fall into her. So, like I said, this is what makes you worthy or not to be able to have this, man. All right, because Yahweh Shemel Shah said that wisdom is the breath of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. All right, so this power isn't given unto everybody, man. All right, because it says there can no undefiled thing fall into her, and 2/3 they're defiled, man. All right, Yahweh Shemel Shah through this word cleansed the elect, so the elect became worthy to have this wisdom, man, to have Sophia, all right? Because like I said, man, the elect, there's no guile found in our mouth, man, and we're those virgins, Lord willing we be those men. Just continue to prove that, man. All right. So Revelation 14, but I just want to make sure. Yep. Revelation 14:4. These are they, in fact, I started 3. Revelation 14:3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which are redeemed from the earth. Right? Because the elect is singing that new song, which is this word, man. All right? And no man can learn the song but the 144,000 and the elect, man. All right? It says, "These are they which are not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they that follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits into Yahweh into the Lamb." Like I said, man, all right, the elect was undefiled, man. All right, and the women is talking about these different philosophies, man. All right, so the elect are virgins, man. That's why bringing back this. It says, uh, there's no therefore can no undefiled thing fall into her. So this, like I said, 2/3 are defiled, man. The elect is the only one that's not defiled that can have Sophia, man. It says, "For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh Shem El Shai." Matter of fact, the precept to prove to you that that the wisdom is only for the pure, man. All right, the elect. Uh, it said that wisdom cannot go into a malicious soul, man. Right? Yep, wisdom of Solomon 1:4. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in that body that is subject to sin. Right? And look at that word malicious. They spelled it different. It came down. Malicious characterized by malice, intended to do harm, which the malice, the intention or desire to do evil, ill will. All right, so pretty much that's subject to sin, which you 2/3, man. All right, they are trying to they're pretty much falling after the ways of Esau, man. So therefore they're defiled, man. All right, so bring the point all the way back around, man. Showing you that only the elect are the ones that's worthy to have this truth, man. All right, because we're not you're not driven by sin, man. We're moved by the Spirit, all right, and through the Spirit, that's what makes us pure, man. All right. It says back in Second Esdras, Wisdom of Solomon 7:26. For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh Shem Shah and the image of His goodness, and being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into the holy souls, she maketh them friends of Yahweh by Shem Shah and prophets. Right. It said that wisdom maketh all things new, because when when the elect, obtain this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you know, prior to us falling away, man, or after we fell away, this wisdom made us new creatures, man. All right, that's right. I get it. It's like, all right. Second Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. All things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. So when you follow after Yahweh Shah, man, and obtain His wisdom, you become a new creature, man. Showing you that's when you get these scriptures, you get the truth. You become new through the wisdom, and all things enter into holy soul. She making them friends of Yahweh Shema Shah the prophets. Yahweh Shah told you that and I believe it's in Matthew that pretty much if you do the will of Him, He said He considers you His friend, man. All right, for Yahweh Shem Shah loveth none but Him that dwelleth with wisdom, showing you that only the elect are worthy to get this truth, because they're the only ones that are loved by Yahweh Shem Shah, man. All right, because the Lord, proof that the Lord doesn't love the rest of the 2/3, man. They don't have the wisdom, man. All right, so that's a clear cut. They're showing you that the Lord is not with everybody, even amongst His own people, man. All right. It said that because Scripture tell you that now Israel is of Israel, man. All right. This is Israel of the Most High, man. Talking about the elect, man. That separation, the ones that are worthy to have His truth. For she is more beautiful than the sun, and above all the order of stars being compared with the light, she is found before it. For after this cometh night, but vice shall be not prevailed against wisdom. All right. So pretty much, you know, showing you that the importance of this wisdom, man. All right. Get one more precept. Actually, a couple, so because this just like how I'll go back to Thor, only a select few superheroes were able to wield you know Thor's hammer, which just giving you a showing you, through this, that not every superhero just because they're a superhero was able to do this, able to wield this hammer, which is a symbolic example of what I'm talking about in this truth, man. All right, so this is Beta Ray Bill, Conan, Captain America, know, Thunderstrike, Wonder Woman. It's just the different examples. Superman that showing you that not every superhero was able to wield Thor's hammer just the same way that not all Israel is going to be able to have this truth, man. And prosper with it, man. All right. So like I said, Proverbs 3:15. Showing you the importance of this wisdom. Proverbs 3:15. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things that Candace desire are not to be compared unto her, right? Because this wisdom is the most precious gift out of everything that's in the universe, man. Right? And rubies are hard to come by, man. That's a rarity in the society. So if you are able to get your hands on real authentic rubies, man, right? That's a thing that you want to hold near because not everybody can obtain that, man. So this truth said this is more precious than rubies, man. All right, and there's nothing in this world that can be compared to it, man. Because this is the greatest gift of the universe, man. All right, and so all Israel is supposed to have this, man, but they don't. And so showing you that the majority of Israel, man, they're not good for anything, man. All right, this is proof. Matthew 5:13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and be trodden under the foot of men. Right. So, with this knowledge of understanding, it says that we're the salt of the earth, man. Right. Because we make all this world, go around. Everything we do is mimicked throughout the whole world, man. Right. So when we how it's supposed to be with this truth. We're supposed to govern the world with righteousness, but because our people don't have the truth, man, the majority of them, you know, that's why the wickedness, is spread throughout the earth because the wicked, have used Israel to spread their wickedness everywhere, man. All right, because everything that they promote that's on the left hand side, they have a Jake at the forefront to do it to make everybody else follow after them, man. All right, so it says if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith, wherewith shall it be salted? All right. So about this truth, how much use are you to Yahweh Shemel Shah, man? All right. If you don't have this truth and you're an Israelite, it says it is henceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and be trodden underfoot. So without this truth, 2/3 of Israel, man, are good for nothing, and pretty much their whole point is to be destroyed, man, because they're of no use to Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. All right. Because uh, when our society breaks down, man, all right, you gonna see the importance of a man of the Lord in that day, man, because they're gonna be the only ones that's gonna be able to get through that time, man. All right, and it's gonna be known who that is in that day, man. All right, because while the rest of the world is getting jacked up in judgment, the elect is gonna be protected in that day, and the Lord's gonna make it distinct who His men are in that day, man. All right. And this is proof. Isaiah 13:12. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man of the golden wedge of Ophir, because, like I said, majority of these men out here you're going to see are going to be killed off, man. The majority of the Israelites that you see on this earth is going to be killed off, man. But only, the elect is going to be, worthy to be protected in that time. And really, it's talking about an Israelite man, all right, because these women are going to be seeking for a man to protect him in that day, man. Like I said, it's going to be obvious who the Lord's men are, and so those women are going to be drawn to those men for protection, man. All right, and it says if the Lord finds them worthy to be saved, man, He's going to allow that man to take care of them, man. And get them through, that judgment, But if not, hey, she gonna be left out of it to be destroyed. But Men and women are gonna follow after the elect, to seek salvation in that time, man. 'Cause like I said, where everybody's bugging out, man, the elect's gonna be calm, man. All right, while everybody's getting judged, the elect's gonna be protected. So, like I said, the Lord's gonna make known who is worthy to be saved in that day, man. All right, his elect man is gonna be seen that show you that the Lord was dealing with them, man. All right. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. I pray you was edified. Until next time, I want to say, call Halam like Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honors to my apostle, earlier the great millstone, talking his truth, rule well, peace and sight.